Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully you've had some time to rest because that last series between For the Win and Los Hombres de Paco was one heck of a banger. If you missed it, it
Yeah,
was four overtimes, 3-2.
yeah. I mean, it's for the win and going 5 games. I don't know what it is about that team. They like to do it. They like to do it with multiple overtimes. They keep the games exciting. They keep the games fun. And Los Hombres de Paco survive that really, really strong emerging Portuguese team. However, it's time to go to our Spain versus Spain showdown super mode, a chance to secure themselves in that top four, guaranteed with the win. EC4 still clinging for life. A win here puts them in a lot better spot, but a loss means that they're going to be playing for survival next week. So a lot on the line for each of these teams as we take a look at their head-to-head right now. These are two of our highest scoring, highest shooting, most Wild West style teams out there in this tournament.
Absolutely. So right now, Supermoto is standing 3 points ahead of EC4. Obviously, if EC4 wins this game, we're going to go into a lot of mathematical issues because we're going to go into a four-way tie between EC4, Supermoto for the win, and Los Hombres de Paco. So let's see how that turns out because head to head, you don't see a lot of differences beyond the points. Sure, EC4 has a couple of more defenses, but that's just about it. Total goals
Yeah.
in the head-to-head players, you have XYZ as one of the star players that we've been looking at from the start of the league versus Rubik's, the cowboy wearing car guy, EHA type player.
Exactly, and I like that you brought up the scenario of what happens if Super Mode actually drops this game, because not only do we see a four-way tie, but then we get two very important matches next week. The first one being EC4 versus For the Win, which is actually going to be super important either way. I feel like that game is going to be a win-in situation for both of these teams, so that series is going to be tight. But then if Super Mode drops this one, they have to almost play a do or die situation against the Canyons. And
Ah,
that is a nightmare situation, knowing that you just do not want to be in. So I feel like for super mode, this is almost must win. You don't want to try your luck against the Cannons. You don't want to have it come down to that. You want to take this match right now. So definitely an important situation. Now you look at the other team sort of in that running, Los Hombres de Paco, as mentioned before, they have GTZ Bulls. I'm quite confident they take that series, and with the win right now, I'm feeling like they're in. So I feel we have two teams in that top four right now, being Los Hombres de Paco. Even in that four-way tie, I feel like they get through. And we have, Canyons, obviously. Now, Super Mode loses this. They're still out of it, possibly. If they win this, then it does pretty much come down to EC4 versus For the Win. So a lot of playoff implications in this series.
absolutely. And we couldn't ask for a better scenario coming in the last few weeks, but we're ready to go into game number one of the third best of five sets of today. So, pros that rolling. We'll be right back with you in the pitch. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in, and oh my god, remember yesterday's interview? It looks like Rubik's has his cowboy hat again.
Good. It's good. The uniform's back on. You always play better when you're in uniform. And look, you even got matching Fenix, except for Gooch, who decided to go back for the Octane. A little bit of shameful display, but he's bare basic, your standard orange Octane, and almost a standard 15-second goal. More pressure still being put on by Supermode.
Pressure being applied by a SUPRMODE. This is very, very interesting what they're trying to do here with the field. Pushing back their line of defenses, but EC4 absolutely not going to follow through with that play. They're going to play back to front and not really try to go for these boom clear plays.
No, and so looking at this EC4 side as well, when you're talking about those boom clear plays, Karsten has been pretty solid for them, but more often than not, it's actually Hadri who's been getting those best defensive touches. The thing is, he's also inconsistent at them. Sometimes he gets booms like this, which is absolutely phenomenal. Sometimes he swings and sometimes he misses, as you saw at the end right there. So I think a big component for EC4 in this series is how consistent Hadri is playing. He's got to make those touches, and if he misses them, then they miss out on these opportunities.
That was actually a very big touch from Boom Quick, rolling the ball on the ground, but he's out of boost, so it's now up to Rubis and Gooch to try to get a clear play here. Ooh, XYZ try to sneak a little goal inside the box of Super Mode as they get a demo on Karsten. The ball's still in midfield, trying to set up an offense.
Karsten gonna bang it through, looking for that backward setup. Hadri's in position for the shot, but again, he misses it, and Hadri's consistency issues starting to bite him a bit. XYZ, he has been the golden striker for the most part on this EC4 side, as he really gets from Karsten. However, that was the touch that we wanted to see out of Hadri. A perfectly paced pass does get the opening goal.
Hadri sets up the ball after that big demo, and nobody from the side of SUPRMODE they were close, but that ball came in way too quick. They were not ready for the play, especially not after the initial demo from Karsten. So the setup was perfect, and EC4 opened up the scoreboard against SUPRMODE.
Yeah, they open it up as, ooh, XYZ, that was a very dangerous pass. Fortunately, his teammate was aware for it. And now, Rubix, that last man on defense, actually gets beat by Karsten. Boomquick just has to rotate back, but he doesn't have the boost to keep it sustained. Going to look for the pass, and Gooch puts a fantastic touch to throw the ball back to the blue side. Will he follow through? Not quite. Hadri is there.
Hadri's there. He's setting up the ball again in the corner. Rubix bumps it all the way center field. As right now, EC4 struggling to go back on the defense. They have no boost and make it quick to their side of the field, but Karsten was there, gets demolished by Rubix. Gooch cuts off the ball. XYZ centers it. Boomquick is inside the box to defend it. And now Gooch, airborne. 10 points left to boost in his tank. It's going to be the Cowboy man to get it defending. Hadri gets a demo. Open clear avenues for XYZ. It looks great, but Gooch was there to bump it off.
Yeah, however, they're not out of danger just yet. It was a double commit on defense, which usually means sustained offensive attack. Hadri with a big bump and clear. Opens the door, but Karsten is unable to connect with the shot, and now you have that counterattack. It was a three-man play. XYZ does get the demo, a bit out of desperation. In fact, he runs into his own teammate, and going for it, Boomquick puts a shot on target, but it is a little bit too high.
A little bit too high, a little bit to the right. That was right on the corner between the crossbar and the sidebar. I mean, SUPRMODE are making some very aggressive plays, but I'm liking what EC4 are doing. They're getting the demos before they make the offenses, and they're opening avenues for their team to succeed, and it's looking like a million dollars. Do you know what I mean? They bump people off, they demo people off, and then they go for the offense. They're very, very methodical in how they go for these plays.
Yeah, again, it's really strange because EC4 always looks like 3/4 of a complete team. Like, they do so many good things in terms of positioning, in terms of decision making, where they want to go, when they want to attack. The only thing that lacks sometimes is their mechanics. As I saw that rule 1 broken as well. Shame on the players. However, Hadri's going to ahead to throw it to the corner, but he's still going to push it through. Rubix goes up, XYZ gets higher. Karsten there to catch the pass. Only Boomquick on defense. The second touch from Karsten is good, but no one pushed forward to take the shot.
No, again, methodical plays. They were not going for it because they wouldn't have enough boost to fall back in case it would fail. And I think that was the correct play from EC4. Let's see how they react to this counter play from from SUPRMODE.
Oh, that's a great bump.
Oh my goodness, what a bump to secure that goal from Gooch.
Yeah, as we see this replay right here, Hadri unfortunately doesn't get that booming touch that he's known for. Boomquick just boomquicks the defender out of the way, and that's going to be a tie game with 51 seconds to go. We knew this series is going to be a banger, and I'm starting to get reminiscent feelings that I felt during Los Hombres de Paco and for the win.
Absolutely, it's 1-1 with 45 seconds left on the clock. It looks like EC4 putting a little bit more pressure on the board here as they try to go for an offensive play, but immediately Karsten holds tight in the center field. He doesn't really move forward beyond that center line, just in case he needs to defend, and there it is. It's paying off. Again, EC4 tight on the defense, making sure someone's always there to keep it clean.
Yeah, that he is, as Rubix as well as Boomquick racing back right now. Boomquick does get a touch, but look across the middle. Hadri actually does give Rubix the ball. The faster team gets the goal, and this time it's SUPRMODE.
And it was dead accurate. Cowboy, don't miss no shot. Look at that boom from the center field. Nobody was ready for that one. Even though Karsten usually lies low on the center field, he was making a boost run, and he did not make it in time for that shot.
No, and that was a very critical goal with 17 seconds remaining right now. Pressure right back onto this EC4 side, especially when they're on their defensive side of the pitch. Rubix looking to ice this game with one more goal. He pushes forward, but Karsten gets the demo.
Karsten got a very clutch demo there and a very clutch clear as well. Otherwise, that would have been a final nil in the coffin of EC4. 1 second left on the clock, and it's still, what? No, that's unfair. That's a goal.
Yeah, you know, we're going to count it 3-1.
It's 3-1. Yeah, what the heck was that?
It's 3-1. It's 3-1. Don't let that score line fool you. SUPRMODE gets that 0-second goal to make it 3-1. No. In all seriousness, however, the big thing that I feel like SUPRMODE did, which is very similar to what happened to EC4 yesterday, was XYZ was pretty much shut out from being able to do anything. And again, I don't really like this new EC4 and how they approach it. In the past, XYZ has kind of been that striker, and Hadri had been that defensive player with those big booming clears, but they've kind of swapped positions, and we're seeing it again with this one now. Yeah, Hadri is credited with 0 shots, but a lot of times he was the one who was pushing forward and sometimes trying to be that setup man, and it just
Yeah.
wasn't working out for me.
I mean, talking about bums, talking about assists, talking about well, everything really. EC4, again, they're making approaches to the goal, but they're playing substantially more cautiously against SUPRMODE than what they played yesterday against Los Hombres de Paco. They took a lot more risks yesterday, and I think it was that learning experience from them that's allowing them to really move up on their or not even move up, but pull back on their offensive plays. They want to get the demos before they get the plays going, and there's a trade-off when you try to play that way. Because yes, you're going to have guaranteed goals when you go for that shot, but you're also allowing for a lot more opportunities for your opposing team to get counter plays going in their favor. And you saw that most of the goals that came from SUPRMODE came from counter plays.
Yeah, in fact, both of them did. There were only 2, and both of them were off of those quick counter plays and fast punishes. So SUPRMODE very comfortable playing that patient game, even if it comes down to those final 17 seconds to find that leading goal. However, XYZ off of this opening kickoff nearly makes it happen. Gooch, that third man, is able to get a fantastic touch, but Hadri will keep the offensive pressure on for EC4.
Bomb. All right, Carson already starting up with the demos. This could be a setup. The setup that we were talking about for EC4 to get a goal in. Carson from behind gets blocked off by Gooch. They immediately roll back on the defense. Audrey tries to cut it off. Just a little bit short on that one. Gooch airborne. Gets a nice pass towards himself. Carson's there to clear it off. Gets airborne. Boom. Quick shot on goal. Rubix is there to pick it up with Hodri. Airborne. Gets the cutoff yet again for EC4. Very back and forth game in the midfield this game.
Gooch is playing phenomenally right now. Every single time he touches the ball, he's making 1, if not 2 or 3 defenders miss where it is going next. He is definitely starting to feel himself, and we've identified him as kind of like that key difference maker for this SUPRMODE side in the past. When Gooch is feeling himself, usually good things happen, and right now, boom, quick, he's looking for that double touch, no boost to follow through, and Hadri is able to slow it down. That said, Rubik's keeping the pressure there. Here comes Gooch, not quite able to beat out XYZ.
Now quite able to beat XYZ, and now they're forced back onto the defensive positioning. No goals have been summoned yet as Karsten tries to go for a shot and a miss. Gooch with a huge defense as well. XYZ with a cross shot there. SUPRMODE making a very tight defensive rotation, and now it's Boom Quick who's left alone inside the base or inside the side of Rule 1 broken because Hodri went boom.
Yeah, you know what? That sometimes if you're stuck in that situation, you have to rely on a teammate to help you out, and what better way for a teammate to help you out than to blow up who you're stuck against? That said, Gooch, though, still pushing forward. Hadri going to go ahead and look for that clear. Actually beats out Rubix, but he's thrown off the ball. Gets that next touch on Boom Quick. Dangerous situation right now for SUPRMODE. XYZ is going to go up for it, but doesn't even come close, as that was, I believe, Asian Rubix just doing a good job holding it. Another play off of the backboard. Gooch looking to push forward, but Karsten cutting him off, and very tight rotations right now for this EC4 side. It leads to the shot. The shot is high.
The shot was shot. XYZ nearly got a thunderous blow. If that was on target, nobody was going to be there to defend it. Gooch tries to center it, places it well for Rubix, but Hadri reroutes the ball just enough to stop that play from SUPRMODE.
I don't know how Gooch misses that goal. It was open. It was nearly free. An unfortunate miss, and maybe another chance right now, but the pinch goes a little bit too fast. So instead, Rubix is going to throw it back into the cube, or box, I should say. Not the cube. That's a completely different sci-fi movie, as Karsten able to play it off the wall. This could open the door right now for EC4. Boom Quick's going to try to slow it down, but Karsten does get that next touch. Perhaps a little bit too hard, however, as Hadri tries to recover, but it's another awkward miss from this player.
It's a high-tension game. 2 minutes left to be played, and still 0-0 on the board. Gooch trying to make a play with Rubix. Gets a shot on goal, but XYZ is there for the save again.
I was not expecting this game to be this defense and this tightly played. When you look at these two teams and their stats coming into this, each of them just takes shot after shot after shot. They're relentless in terms of their offensive pressure, and yet we're at a situation right now over halfway through this game, still 0-0. It was a low-scoring first game as well. So much more tense, so much more defensive than I was expecting as Rubik's is going to go for that backward setup. Here comes Gooch, but he's stopped by Hadri.
It's actually impressive how these players can actually get on par with the height and with the angle that the ball is supposed to be going. Like, they're on top of their opponents every single play, or most of the plays, really. But in this game in particular, nothing's going through.
No, everything is getting challenged, and a lot of time it's the defenders who are actually winning out. It's definitely made a very, very clean game of Rocket League. There's only been a few individual misses at times, but nothing egregious enough that has been punished, leading in towards an opposite side goal. That said, right now, EC4, again, with another chance. Rubik's great control of the ball right there. He's just going to wait for it to fall back into his lap, and XYZ, the only defender back, has to get a booming shot and does get it over Gooch. That's actually going towards the goal right now. Boom Quick is going to try and hold onto the ball as long as he can. Hadri tries to steal away, but does not get the touch he needs. Boom Quick, shooting opportunity. XYZ does enough for the first save, but not enough for the second, and Gooch makes it 1-0.
Yeehaw, that was a very, very sweated out play. They tried everything that they could. They double committed. Unfortunately, EC4 were kind of left behind on that play. Wait a second. We're 3v2 right now. Karsten lost connection.
Oh, that's not something you want to see, and that's not something you want to see at all. I'm not too sure I can explain what the protocol is right now, but this could be devastating for EC4. The implications of this match as well. That said, 30 seconds to go. They still will have a chance. I've won 2v3s in the past, and they do have that offensive pressure down. XYZ a touch back towards the goal. Hadri starting to fall back. He should be able to challenge Boom Quick. He gets the boost, but instead he's going to play his own goal.
What can you do in these scenarios? Like, the game is already rolling. It's been rolling for the past 4.5 minutes. We only have 30 seconds left. I did feel like the defensive prowess of EC4 were kind of faltering there, but it was the lack of a Karsten that really put a hamper. They do have an opening, but it's not enough. And SUPRMODE is just going to ground that ball and finish the second game.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate ending to game number 2. I am not sure what happened to Karsten in that one. I'm sure we'll figure it out very, very soon. But as it stands, when the goal was scored, it still was 3 players aside. So I do feel like SUPRMODE was going to win that one regardless. But it really did cripple EC4's ability to set up one of those 0-second goals right now. Disappointing from a spectator standpoint. But again, SUPRMODE fans probably breathing a sigh of relief because EC4 is definitely taking it to this orange side.
Now, I do feel like that last goal, you're saying that they were all 3 of them still live. I did feel I'm not certain about that, but we'll count it out as we can't really count it out because again, it was a goal that was scored when there were about like 45 seconds left to play.
Yeah,
it's hard to really say that it was an unfair ordeal, but unfortunate scenario for EC4, but it's match point for SUPRMODE regardless.
I mean, look, I'm not saying that it's an easy thing. I'm not saying it's a common thing. And for the sake of competitive integrity, I'm not saying that this necessarily should be the go or the mindset, but I've won 2v3s before. It's doable. It's doable. Granted, it's rare. And usually when my teammate quits, it's because, we're down 4-0 in the first 30 seconds. And those usually aren't the games we've won, but there's been plenty. A 2v3 from the word go because I have a player who goes AFK and we wind up winning. And I go, haha, you shouldn't have left. But again, that's a completely different story. I'm sure everyone's won, some of those clutch 2v3s.
Thank you for sharing your solo queue Rocket League gold experience.
I am proud of my gold rank.
Hey man, it's better than my rank, which I don't have. But I tried.
Is it really though?
It probably is. You're probably better than me. I've my mechanics are still rusty, and I sometimes I can barely even hit the balls. I just like talking about it. I like judging people who can touch the ball better than me.
Oh, I love judging people. I mean, you know what? Judging people is a lot of fun. And right now, I'm not really going to be judging either of these teams too harshly just because of how that all went down. As hopefully, we do get to see a return of a full strength EC4, and whether or not they have to pull off that reverse sweep or not, that's the next thing we are going to have to find out. Again, I'm liking how these two teams are playing right now. I've been super surprised by how low scoring this is, how few shots there are, but that just has come from a lot of, more defensive rotations and really strong mechanics. Like not a lot of whiffs, only the odd one from Hadri every now and then, really, and sometimes an awkward touch. But for the most part, both these teams have been playing very, very clean Rocket League.
No, absolutely. Oh boy. I do think that you were disconnected.
I
I'm
am
not
back.
sure. Oh, you were back? Okay, welcome
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. Of course, I'm
All
back.
right,
You can't get rid of me that easily.
fair enough. Well, we're back and we're waiting for game 3 to start. Right now it's a 2-0 match point for SUPRMODE. First game was really well contested. The second game, misfortune struck the pitch as Carson was disconnected after suffering from severely high ping. Let's see if game 3 they have something else to say, or if EC4 are going to be left in the dust after a 3-0 clean sweep from SUPRMODE.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, we do see Carson return. That fingers crossed on that. They also could have a sub potentially that they could put in. So would like to see this series concluded the proper way, not in a horrible 2v3 situation. But we're still just going to be kind of waiting to see. And then, of course, after this series, we do have our big final one: the We Dem Bots taking on the GTC Bulls in a battle of Portugal v Portugal, in what is going to be another fun match and another one that I feel like can go either way, similar to this series as well.
It is true. I mean, somehow, like, I want to get my favoritism over to Weedham Boss just because they've been a phenomenal team to watch from the get-go. Their erratic play style has been a treat to watch, even against the top tier teams. Like we've
Mhm.
seen them at points struggle against Weedham Bot, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the results were always Weedham Bots lose, and I can't wait to say Weedham Bots took this series.
Yeah, I mean, look, when every single interview against Sweden bots has the player from their opposing team going, I don't know what we just played. Was that Rocket League? I'm not sure. What just happened? We won. Okay, that's nice. What? Like that's what you want in an interview, right? That level of confusion. That's what we're looking for. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna be excited to see that. That said, though, this new We Them Bots lineup a bit more conventional than the old bots. The new bots are a bit shiny or a bit more polished when it comes to playing Rocket League. So let's see
Yes.
how they match up against the GTC Bulls, a team that always has exciting games as well, and usually some of the most fun ones to watch because you always feel like the Bulls are on the verge of just breaking through, but not quite there. As it stands, players are loading onto the pitch, so we are getting ready to go.
And ladies and gentlemen, it is the third game of Series 3, match point for SUPRMODE against EC4. It's 2-0 right now. If you don't know what match point stands for, you should know.
You
Because
should.
match point for SUPRMODE could still be a reverse sweep scenario for EC4 if they manage to step up their game. But let's see, 5 minutes left on the clock. The game has just begun, and Hodge already on the offense.
Yeah, it's actually looking a bit more like SUPRMODE might get the first attempts right here, unless Carson can get a good pinch, which he's able to. XYZ with the follow through. It's a pass back to the middle, but an easy read by Rubik as everyone from SUPRMODE was quick to retreat.
Oh
the
my.
second thing's look, that Hadri has a chance, but it's a fake. XYZ is the one punching it through. 1-0 in favor of EC4.
Huge fake from EC4. They had Hadri looking for the spike, but it's XYZ who nearly crashed that ball into. I think he actually crashed it into Hadri, and the ball went in, Hadri went in, everything went into that goal.
What's interesting about that fake, though, is Rubik's actually didn't buy the fake. He was still trying to play XYZ, but just was a little bit too slow on it. So
What?
I'm not really going to call that one a successful fake this time. That said, a demo leading towards a SUPRMODE attack, and there comes Boom Quick to tie this game right back up.
And they still get yet another demo just to go with that one. Rubik's with a huge setup off the backboard, and Boom Quick, with nobody realistically in position to stop him, gets an easy, or not easy, but a very clean goal on the corner of that box.
All right, something, though, which is kind of like something to look out for. Okay, Carson is back. Carson is moving. I was a little bit worried that he was having internet issues again, but he is back at the moment as XYZ going to try and challenge Boom Quick, losing out. Boom Quick putting himself in position. Here comes the shot from Gooch, but there are too many blue cars in the way. Rubik's will continue to put that pressure on right now and even gets that demo in SUPRMODE. They really even still feel like the faster team, and usually in the past I would highlight EC4 as probably being one of the fastest teams on the pitch, but SUPRMODE taking it to them, and I'm a little bit surprised by that.
Yeah. But then again, Audrey, it's a shot, huge save of Boom Quick. Now the counterattack, picking up on that, yeah, it's still surprising to see still how much EC4 are trying to counterattack, but again, it feels like they are not confident enough on
That's
their
a triple commit.
offense against Super Mode to actually go for these bigger plays, just because they're so scared of Super Mode's counterattack.
Yeah, that feels to be a case, but even in situations like that where you saw the triple commit come out on the Supermode defense, and XYZ was in prime position to get that goal, but he just couldn't find the way to get the power on that shot. Instead, he
Oh,
slow played it, trying not to mess up. Hadri, however,
what
will
is that
find that
angle?
angle, and that was disgusting. 2-1 in favor of EC4.
I thought Hadri was just had given up on that shot because he was so behind, but no, he found that almost blind angle to just touch the ball ever so softly into the box and get a lead for EC4.
Yeah, I mean, he had to use the side crossbar, but I feel like that's the only way to even get that ball in right there. It's not the clean swish, but it's definitely a very important goal and one that EC4 desperately needs. XYZ putting it back into the box. Karsten unable to follow it through, and now a bit of pressure on Supermode. For the first time in this series, it actually feels like they are a bit more sluggish. I know I was just saying they are the faster team in this one, but the momentum definitely has swung back against them.
Yeah, I guess it was the fact that they felt so comfortable with a 2-0 lead. And now that Carson is 100% back, they're riding that momentum really, really hard. You see how you can tell the difference by the fact of how pushed up XYZ really is. And this begs the question, were they feeling that lack of confidence because Carson was lagging? Because right now they feel like a rejuvenated team.
That they do, but I'm still waiting for Supermode to sort of flip back that aggression switch back on, and we're starting to see it now. It didn't really pay off this time around, but they were pushing everyone past that mid-pitch line. Unfortunately, that can lead to counterattacks as Hadri nearly puts it in, but I still am seeing Supermode go for the kill, trying to force some opportunities right now. Sometimes it punishes them, but sometimes they can turn it into gold, and right now Gooch is going for it, doesn't connect on the spike, but it does fake out the defense. Karsten has to recover. Rubik's keeping that pressure there. Watch out for Boomquick. He will be the next one going for it. He misses the boost, and Hadri will punish.
Double swing and a miss there from the side of Supermode that they completely missed the goal that would bring them up to a tie. XYZ is still looking for an opportunity. Hadri centers the ball, but it gets cut off by Rubix as XYZ back on the charge. Rubix as well on the wall. Huge defense by Karsten. Now brings it up to a counter attack. It looks clean. It looks clear. Gucci's there to stop it though.
Yeah, Gooch is there. They cannot afford to give up another goal right now. Falling to a 2-goal deficit with this late into the game, this low scoring of a game, that is pretty much a death sentence, and we could start talking reverse sweep. XYZ has a chance, but Gooch will get there first. Hadri playing mid-pitch will try to throw it back, but he doesn't bang it towards the goal, and this should give enough time, one would think, for Supermode to start thinking counterattack, start thinking their own goal with 1:06 remaining.
That was way too close to call it a day there from Karsten, clearing the ball across his own goal. XYZ tries to go for the shot. Boomquick is quicker on the trigger there. Karsten airborne, fakes it, gets it with a rear bumper, but doesn't quite get it as Gooch is well positioned to defend it.
Okay, so that offensive play
50-50.
right there coming from EC4 was entirely set up by that awkward touch from Boomquick. Realistically, Supermode was lucky to survive that. That said, though, their counterattack doesn't lead to too much as it's quickly thrown back against them, and a great read by Karsten will keep EC4 on that offensive side with just 30 seconds still remaining.
30 seconds remaining, and the ball is on the side of Supermode. A little bit of a triple commit there from EC4, kind of flops them and leaves their offensive opportunities a little bit hampered as Boomquick makes the save and sets it up for another play. Hadri on the wall, gets it over the Gooch. XYZ also airborne alongside Karsten. They're desperately trying to clear that ball. As 8 seconds left on the clock for EC4 to go into game number 4. Maybe if they get the third goal in, XYZ gets it on the corner, but it's not quite in just yet. And with 1 second left, Hadri spikes it down, and EC4 collects game number 3.
You know, part of me was thinking there's no way that EC4 greeds for the goal and then has that turned against. Unfortunately, Hadri, with some sense, is able to spike it down. But in my mind, I'm thinking this is why you don't dive the fountain. Win the game.
I would have kept it airborne. You know, if I was Hadri, I would have kept it airborne.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Maybe
that could have turned into a disaster.
That could have turned into a disaster. Maybe that's just me, you know. But
Look,
it's which rule? It's rule number 1, right? The one that you don't stop, don't let the ball drop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hadri broke it. It's rule number 1.1.
Fun Police Formal approves of Hadri ending that game, and Fun Police Formal also approves of this series going to a game number 4. Now, EC4, they looked a lot more confident. They looked a lot more aggressive. They were able to have longer sustained offensive attacks. In fact, a lot longer ones, and that came from strong mid-pitch play. Hadri, again, was kind of playing a bit further back than what we saw from him in games 1 and 2, and the effect shows. What Hadri is really good at, I feel like, is getting those clears, is stopping attacks from being able to follow through. Carson typically is your setup man, and XYZ is typically your striker, and when they sort of play in these roles, EC4 looks really strong, so I want to see them keep playing to their strengths as we move forward in the series.
Absolutely. So let's see if they can actually keep up their strength, or keep on playing to their strengths, or if Carson's going to have a bit of a lag problem. It's going to dampen their performance in game number 4, because it's still match point for SUPRMODE. EC4 trying to get the reverse sweep off the grasp of SUPRMODE and get an upset win to one of the leading teams in the Iberian League. And right now the ball is in the side of EC4. Gooch managed to steal it away, but Carson bumps it in the right direction.
Look, all I'm going to say about Carson right now is he has the lowest ping on his team, so I'm going to hope that means he has the stablest internet. Ooh, scary situation right there for SUPRMODE. Fortunately, the ball won't roll in, and now Hadri, that last defender, is actually going to lose out to Boomquick. Opening perhaps for SUPRMODE. Ball in the box, dangerous place, but XYZ is able to clear it.
Able to clear for now. Ball's in center field. Carson hops it over Gooch. There's the huge bump from XYZ taking down Rubix. But EC4 can't really make an offensive play towards that for now. XYZ. Oh, huge shot from Hadri, but he gets blocked out by Rubix.
Yeah, good save at the moment. Carson now going to look to throw the ball back towards the box. I don't know how Rubix gets there in time, and actually put a real powerful touch on that as well. That's a swing and a miss from Carson, which will give it right back to Rubix. Pass to Boomquick is intercepted by XYZ, who is unable to get the dunk.
Doesn't get the dunk, and the ball is back on blue. Very ping-pongy back and forth. Boomquick keeps it airborne. Sets it up for XYZ, who's coming in fast, but doesn't quite hit the target.
I'm seeing these teams start to take more and more risks as this series progresses. They're willing to go for more and more shots, and it is creating more and more opportunities, both on offense and for counterattacks, as SUPRMODE somehow is unable to find that goal right there. Great defense from EC4, keeping them alive, but we're still seeing more orange pressure. Rubix, again, going for shots. That one, a very small chance of following through, but now we see the counterattack. What can Hadri do? He loses possession in the corner and just gives it right back to Boomquick. Carson will push forward, 50-50, goes the ball to no man's land, and Gooch actually doesn't beat XYZ there. Fortunately, Boomquick will make that clear.
For now, he does. There goes Rubix. Eehaw, he says as he punches it in. Full speed, dead ahead. Opening up the scoreboard for SUPRMODE.
And I felt like it was going to be a matter of time before one of these teams finds that counterattack goal. With how aggressive each side was playing and just taking shot after shot after shot, it leaves your back half so exposed, and it will be SUPRMODE who finds that first counterattack. They go up 1-0. If they can just hold on now, they're taking this series.
Do they want to hold on, though? If they try to hold on, they're going to open up opportunities for EC4 to come back into this game. I mean, not that the game is lost by any means. There's still 3 minutes left on the clock. Oh, Rubix tries to eehaw his way back into the goal, but kind of gets blocked off by EC4.
Yeah, EC4, they need to find a goal soon. XYZ is just going to have to watch that ball sail over his head, and he was that last man back.
Boy.
Opening perhaps for SUPRMODE. Here comes Gooch. Does he have the angle? Not quite, but he definitely went for it.
He came in a little bit too hot on that angle. Otherwise, I fully believe that spike would have gone super, super well. Now, EC4 trying to rotate from defense back to offense. They have Carson airborne trying to get it in. They get a nice little demo, but they don't have the angle to get the ball inside the box. Carson with Hadri. XYZ in the air. They tie up the scoreboard.
I have noticed Producer Man has joined EC4.
Senor Saturos is in game.
Okay.
I guess he wanted the piece of the action as well.
Yeah, but like he's got to get out of this game right now, because this is serious match happening as Hadri's going to start pushing it forward. Gooch going to go ahead with the clear. Carson trying to find something. I am super confused what Saturos is doing. He's trying to avoid the play. He's like
he's existing right now.
Oh. Is this like the equivalent of a streaker running onto the field?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yep, there he goes. All right, security is taking care of him as the game will continue as normal.
Okay, well, I guess that happened. And Did that affect the game in any way, shape, or form? I'm not sure.
I don't believe it did, but look, okay, so EC4 had to play, you know, about 45 seconds 2v3, and now they had their time when it was 4v3, and with a minute and a half remaining, we're still tied.
Okay. Another shot. This completely threw me off because we have 1 minute left. I guess they wanted to see the action up close.
Yeah, you know what? It happens. But yeah, 1 minute remaining, and it is EC4 on the attack, but Asian Rubix is going to be looking to turn around, tries to pass it to Boomquick, intercepted by XYZ. Gooch with the punish, puts a great touch. Hadri, that's a dangerous place to put the ball. Boomquick with the shot, and Hadri is able to recover and make the save.
Alrighty. It's a great save enough for the counter attack. You have Carson going in for a hyper movement speed. Rubix gets bumped out of the air. See what else they can do here on the counter attack as Rubix, the cowboy man hat guy, tries to bump it away, but loses 50-50. Gooch is there to recover. Bounces it over XYZ on the sidewall. Tries to get it clean in. Boomquick gets the shot, but a double defense from Carson and XYZ keep it away from the box.
Yeah, XYZ is going to try and do what he can right now, trying to keep the hopes of the reverse sweep alive. That was a beautiful pass to Hadri, and just like that, EC4 take the lead with 28 seconds to go.
What in the world just happened? Hadri with a huge shot off the bumper. Rubix a little bit late on the rotation, gets farther back, and they were not ready for that play at all. It was a super fast play, super well coordinated as well, and EC4, they're in the lead. 20 seconds left.
What can SUPRMODE do? This is turning in through a dream day into a disaster for this orange side right now, as they are 13 seconds away from going to a game 5. EC4 looking for that reverse sweep shot taken by XYZ, is not able to commit on it, and now we see some more pressure coming from this orange side. 3 seconds to go. They got to keep the ball in the air if they want this last second miracle goal, but XYZ, he's looking to end it instead. Boomquick does keep it alive.
They keep it alive for now, but I guess it would be of the interest of SUPRMODE to keep it alive. It's 2-2, ladies and gentlemen. The second set of today to go all 5 games.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could say I was surprised, but I really said at the start, hey, you know, there's 3 series that can go the distance. We've seen one go the distance. We're seeing another one right now. Second series, it was the story of overtimes. This could be the story of the reverse sweep. EC4, they started off slow, but now they are back in this. A goal with 27 seconds left gets them a very critical win, and now it's anyone's game. SUPRMODE, EC4, so many playoff implications on the line right now. SUPRMODE drop this game. They lose out on that tiebreaker against for the win, which means SUPRMODE pretty much need to beat the likes of the Canyons next week. They don't want to be in that position. EC4, though, they drop this game, then they're in do or die against for the win. They don't want to be in that position either. They each just want to get their business cleaned up and secured right now, and this next game is going to be the game that determines it.
It is. There's so many maths that need to be done coming into last week, and this, I mean, the only guarantee we have are that the Canyons are locked into first place, I think. Do we even have
no, because if SUPRMODE wins and then they beat the Canyons, they would beat the Canyons in the tiebreaker.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, last game of this best of 5 series of the third series of today. EC4 on the blue, SUPRMODE still on the orange. Whoever wins this game takes home the victory and tries to get a little bit closer to a playoff slot. 5 seconds on the clock. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Again, if SUPRMODE is able to do it, they will secure themselves that playoff position. If they lose this, they are most likely going to be the team that misses out. So a lot of pressure on the SUPRMODE side. For EC4, they win, they also are pretty much in. But if they lose this, then it comes down to do or die against for the win. That is what is on the line right now. A very important game for each of these teams. They don't want that do or die situation. They want to secure it now. XYZ nearly gets that opening goal, but it's a nice save coming from Gooch.
For now, yes. XYZ is off the back of that one. To get the ball nice and clear. Gooch bumps it over to the side of EC4. It's Carson airborne yet again. Audrey tries to go for the touch, doesn't quite get it. 4 minutes left on the clock, and the teams are playing they're playing a lot around the center field, not really allowing the ball to get close to their area unless Rubix gets the shot. Carson makes the save.
Yeah, exactly. I think each of these teams, realizing the situation that they're in right now, are being a lot more defensive than what we saw before. Rubix misses, and Karsten will punish 1-0 for EC4.
That's a very, very simple goal. Carson manages to skip away from 2 players to manage. Oh my lord. Okay, that was a very, very clean getaway from Carson.
That was, and now the reverse sweep is possibly in complete effect right now. XYZ has a chance to make it 2-0, but no! He overshoots it, taking it high, and somehow SUPRMODE survives what looked to be an almost guaranteed goal.
Alright. Oh boy, Rubik's airborne manages. SUPRMODE are playing very, very far back. This is not ideal. They're losing steam. They're losing focus here. This is not what they wanted to do. They have Rubik's now. Clearing it out for Gooch. It's a 2v1 scenario. Hadri was also on the box to try to get it in. Boom, quick gets it, but Hadri saves it yet again.
Yeah, that was a fantastic save by Hadri right now, and maybe this could turn into yet another EC4 push. I feel like any team that gets a 2-goal lead in this series is going to take it. Carson has a chance to spike it in, but Hadri gets there first. 2-0 for EC4.
What is going on? They're completely thrown off this last game. I don't think SUPRMODE ever expected to go into a game 5 here.
No, they did not. And again, this would be catastrophic for SUPRMODE considering their tiebreakers, because that will mean they would have lost to EC4. They would have lost against For the Win. Yes, they beat Los Hombres de Paco, but odds are Los Hombres de Paco are going to beat GTC Bulls. And it puts, again, SUPRMODE in that position where they're going to have to beat the Canyons. They cannot afford to lose this game right now. And yet EC4 is running them ragged.
Now they're running the momentum. Still, Gucci's trying to make plays with Boom Quick. They're getting the clears. Boom Quick gets the ball in and keeps the dream alive.
Yes, SUPRMODE down 2-0, not wanting that reverse sweep to be a shutout. They will find that goal. Great recovery by Boom Quick. It was a pass to himself. He kept it in the air the entire time. No one from EC4 around. And just like that, SUPRMODE gets the goal, gets a bit more momentum. We still have just over half a game of Rocket League to play, but SUPRMODE, it is do or die right now.
It's do or die, and right now, Rubik's tries to get the ball cleared out onto the side of EC4, but they're putting up a lot of pressure. Boom Quick's already on the corner, centers it to Rubik's, but the ball's a little bit too high for them to pick it up.
Yeah, now Rubik's instead is going to try to push forward. It's a good touch by Carson, but a better touch by Gooch. And just like that, we are tied. SUPRMODE is not going down without a fight. Here we go. Tie game, 2:13 remaining. Game 5. Oh, boy.
I mean, if it comes down to an overtime, I am more than fine with it. Not gonna lie. Here we go. Kickoff number 5 here of this game. The ball is already airborne and on the side of EC4. It looks like SUPRMODE running the momentum. Gooch, but Boom Quick turns it around.
3 goals in under 30 seconds. The kickoffs have been absolutely phenomenal for SUPRMODE in this one, and they have just retaken that lead. EC4, now they're back on the back foot. They're fighting to try and stay alive in this tournament. Let's see how they respond with the pressure back against them.
See, 2 minutes left on the clock here. Gooch has the ball airborne now. They're trying to go and look for the play here, as again SUPRMODE on the driver's seat at this point in time. It looks like EC4 are completely disconnected from their positioning.
Yeah, look, this is just SUPRMODE just cranking their offense up to 11, it feels like. They are starting to attack, and now EC4, this is looking very similar to game number 2. They're just struggling to get that ball past mid-pitch because every play they attempt, they're losing out on. The faster team is SUPRMODE right now, and Boom Quick actually has a shot. Unfortunately, he'll take it a little bit wide to the right.
Rubik's there to receive the ball and gets a goal. They're all pouring in now. SUPRMODE are running the momentum. It's looking great. And, I mean, this is a loaf of fresh air. They can breathe easy now with a 2-goal pillow underneath them. You can just sit on the defense right now.
Don't breathe too easy, however. Again, this is for a top 4 spot. This is to get into that playoffs, and we've seen some crazy comebacks already today. The fact that EC4 is still in this series is testament to that. So what will EC4 do with just 1 minute remaining? Well, they nearly own goal at the start, but maybe they can turn this around. XYZ goes for the challenge and does beat Boom Quick off the ball.
There's still 50 seconds left to play. EC4 can still make a case for themselves, but they're just leaving the goal wide open, and Gooch gets hit the 5-1 in.
Oh, baby. I think that might be the killing blow for EC4. Super mode completely switched it on the second half of this game. They've just become a goal scoring machine. This is the super mode I was expecting to see at the start of the day. This is the super mode that deserves their spot in the top 4. This is the super mode that's going to get there in style. Gooch nearly finds yet another one, but Hadri is able to steal it off him.
Absolutely. And now, look at Carson. He's trying to make a play for himself. The XYZ is left alone on that block. Clears the ball, but immediately SUPRMODE are all over this case. Rubix tries to get a shot in. Scooch. Center fields it. He tries to get it to Boom quick. No counterplay whatsoever from EC4. They feel like they're
defeated.
Yeah, they feel defeated. Absolutely.
I feel like they're defeated. I feel like they're defeated, and it happened with those 3 quick goals, those 2 kickoff goals, really back to back. I feel was the proper killing blow. As you can see, yeah, a couple demos might feel good, but at the end of the day, SUPRMODE is going to get the win. They're going to advance to the top 4, and they're going to do it, shutting down what was a near reverse sweep.
It looked good for EC4, but they let SUPRMODE ride the momentum way, way, way too hard. It is unfortunate, but hey, it's Rocket League.
Absolutely. It is Rocket League, and it is a win well deserved for this SUPRMODE side. I mean, there was times when I was really starting to question. It looked like they were starting to collapse on themselves, especially in that 4th game, where I was just like, is this that same SUPRMODE that deserves to be there? EC4, they're challenging them. They're starting to drive circles around them, but they found themselves when it mattered most, down 2-0 in a critical game 5. They get a goal, then they get 2 more quick kickoff goals, and then it was off to the races. And for SUPRMODE, kind of similar really to Los Hombres de Paco. They can now breathe a sigh of relief. They survived a series that I'm sure they were thinking was going to be a lot easier than it turned out being.
Hey, and who better to ask exactly what happened in those initial 2 games than our boy Gooch, who's ready to have an interview with us. I mean, I would say, you know what? I'm looking forward to listen to other people from SUPRMODE, but I can't be mad if we have Gooch. And
Yeah, I also can't lie.
It's like he's already on a date with us every weekend. Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
So
So that was well, not the last game, but the first 4 games. Those were hard ones, weren't they?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't really figure out what to do until the last game. The very last game, we figured out what to do. So that's probably why it was so much easier than all the others.
okay, but I'm gonna call that statement into question. I'm gonna be hard hitting news reporter real quick. Shouldn't you know what you're going to do before playing the game of Rocket League? Isn't that something you pre-plan ahead of time, or?
I mean, against this team, we don't really know. I don't think they know what they're doing. So how are we meant to know? You know?
Oh, geez, it's we dem bots all over again. That said, though, I have to ask. I mean, realistically, though, Game 5, reverse sweep incoming, it down 2-0, 3 minutes remaining. What's going through your team's head, and how do you bounce back from that?
I mean, we stayed calm. We got the coach to keep us calm, cool, calm, collected. And I mean, that's when we decided to actually figure out what to do. And we just realized if we we're basically getting trapped into their own game. They want a ball chase, play fast. So we kind of slowed the game down and let them pass it to us. And that's how we just scored 5 goals straight away.
And that worked out for you. Absolutely. I mean, there was one point in time where you were 4v3. Was that something that was detrimental? Did it upset you? Did it upset the field in any way, shape, or form having a streaker on the field?
Yes, I was on the back. I was about to go for the backboard shot. I'm about to shoot it down, and the 4th player appeared on my screen. I don't want to use it as an excuse why I missed, but I am going to use it as an excuse.
Well, look. As I pointed out on the cast, okay, yeah, there was that, a few moments of that 4v2, but there was also, or 4v3, I should say, but there was also moments when it was the 2v3. So does it balance out? I don't know. I'm just happy that it didn't have, like, no one crashed into our producer running across the field. That would have been a terrible situation. And yes, I'm happy that the effect was as minimal as possible, but you were free to use that as an excuse. I think that's completely acceptable.
Well, that being said, though, SUPRMODE, you guys maintain your position in 2nd place. You're 5-1 right now, and your last game, huh?
It's secure top 4. Like you're
Yeah,
in.
you
You're in.
secure top 4, but they still want to secure top 1. And their last game is going to be the toughest game to date. You're going up against the Canyon. Are you guys confident that you can put up a show against the Canyon?
Oh, 100%. I'm excited to play them. Even if we lose, right? We're the underdogs here. We're the underdogs. They're an All-RS team, possibly LCS next season. I'm just excited to play them. I think it's great experience. And even if we lose, I mean, I want to go out trying, you know? I want to go out trying.
Yeah. And if you win, then you get that #1 seed moving into the top 4. So a lot to play for in that sense, but absolutely, I think that's going to be a cracker of the series. And I wish you luck next week when you take them on.
Thank you.
That being said, however, we're going to take a short break before we head into our last sets of today. We them bots versus GT Bulls right around the corner after this break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with you.